शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 13th chapter, verse 13 to verse 20. We'll read all the verses and the translation, and in the last one purport, Srila Prabhupada has put some points. Let's try to discuss a few points from there. 4:13:13. पुष्पर्ण्यस्य प्रभाभार्या दोषचाद्वे बहुवतुः प्रतर्मद्यन्धीनं सायम् इति हि आशान् प्रभासुतः. Translation: Pushparna had two wives named Prabha and Dosha. Prabha had three sons named Pratar, Madhyandhinam and Sayam. Verse number 14. Pradosha nishito vyusta iti dosha sutastrayah vyustasya sutam pushkaraniyam sarvatejasam adate. Translation: Dosha had three sons, Pradosha, Nishita and Vyusta. Vyusta's wife was named Pushkarini, and she gave birth to a very powerful son named Sarvateja. 15 and 16 together. Chasakshusha shutam akutyam patniyam manum avabha manur asuta mishishi Vrijan nudala sutan purum kutsam tritam dyumnam satyavantam rutam vratam agnistomam atiratram pradyumnam shibhim ulmukham. Translation: Sarvateja's wife Akuti gave birth to a son named Chakshusha, who became the sixth Manu at the end of Manu millennium. Nadwala, the wife of Chakshusha Manu, gave birth to a following faultless sons: Puru, Kutsa, Trita, Dyumna, Satyavan, Rita, Vrata, Agnistoma, Atiratra, Pradyumna, Sibi and Ulmukha. 17. Ulmuko ajnayat putran pushkaraniyam sat uttaman angam sumanasam kyatin krutam agnirasam gayam. Translation: Of the 12 sons, Ulmukha begot 6 sons in his wife Pushkarani. They were all very good sons. Their names were Anga, Sumana, Khyati, Krutu, Angira, and Gaya. 18. Sunitangasya ya patni susuve venam ulbhanam yad daushlyat sa rajasri nirvino nirgata purat. The wife of Anga, Sunita, gave birth to a son named Vena, who was very crooked. The saintly king Anga was very disappointed with the Vena's bad character, and he left home and kingdom and went to the forest. 19 and 20 together. Ya Anga Sapehu Kutip Kupitha Vaga Vajra Munaiha Kila गतशोषतस्य भूयास्य ते ममुन्तुर्दक्षिणां कराम् अराजके तदा लोके दास्याभिः पीडितः प्रजः जतो नारायणं सेना पृथुराद्यः क्षितीश्वरः. Translation: My dear Vidura, when the great sage curse, their words are invincible as thunderbolt. Thus, when they cursed King Vena out of anger, he died. After his death, since there was no king at all, the rogues, thieves flourished with the kingdom because became unregulated, and all the citizens suffered greatly. On seeing this, the great sages took the right hand of Vena as a churning rod. As a result of their churning, Lord Vishnu, in his partial representation, made his advent as King Prithu, as the original emperor of the world. Hare Krishna. So these are the slokas we are going to discuss today. So here, mainly they're talking about the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj, the family tree of Dhruva Maharaj. Now, I would like to share the one diagram. This is not prepared by me. It is prepared by His Grace Sankarshan Priya Prabhu. So, Sankarshan Priya Prabhu has prepared this nicely. And sometimes I feel Prabhu, how much service he'll do. You know, he is not only give us a service to prepare, and on the top of it he prepares the slides and gives us. So wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. So this is a quick view of the family tree of descendant of Maharaj Dhruva. Hope everybody can see this. Can somebody confirm?
Yes, Prabhuji, you can zoom it so that it will be big to see.
Increase the size.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah,
okay.
Now you should.
Okay. Okay. It becomes little difficult to screen. Okay. So Dhruva Brahmi, Dhruva and his wife Brahmi had two sons, Utkala and Vatsara. So last few days we are discussing about Utkala. Yesterday's Grace Murali Murari Prabhu so nicely explained Utkala comparing with the Bharat Maharaj and our Sukadeva Goswami, and so nicely he has narrated. Utkala externally looked unintelligent, but he was internally so intelligent. He was completely devoted to the Lord. So that's because of his external, the unintelligent or mad behavior. He was not put into throne. Vatsara was put into throne, and his wife Sarvati, and they had sons like. I'll just give the names. Pushparna, Tigmaketu, Isha, Urja, Vasu, and Jaya. From Pushparna had the two wives, one called Prabha. From Prabha, the children's called Pratara, Madhyandinam, and Sayam was born. And from Dosha, children called Vyusta, Nishita, Pradhona was born, and from Vyasta and his wife Pushkarani, Sarvateja was born, and from Sarvateja's wife Akuti, Chakshusha was born. Chakshusha is explained here as sixth Manu, and Chakshusha and his wife Nadwala, the children's like Puru. One second.
Sorry, you can reduce the size also, Prabhuji, if it is
Now
difficult.
okay. Okay. from Chakshusha and Nadwala, Puru, Kutsa, Trita, Dyumna, Satyavan, and Rita, and Ulmaka, Agnitoma, Atiratra, Pradyumna, Sibi, and Vrata was born. And from Ulmaka and Pushkarani, further Khyati, Sumana, Anga, Kratu, Angira, and Gaya was born. And from Anga and Sunita, our next generation is Vena. Vena was born. And from Vena, we explained here how Brahmanas was cursed Vena to die, and finally by churning his hand, they bought Prithu Maharaj. So this is the family history of Dhruva Maharaj. Now, in the last verse, Srila Prabhupada in the purport explains few points. So let me share that purport and let's discuss a few points from the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Hope you can see the purport, right? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, monarchy is better than democracy because if monarchy is very strong, the regulative principles within the kingdom are upheld very nicely. Even 100 years ago, in the state of Kashmir, in India, the king was so strong that if a thief were arrested in his kingdom and brought before him, the king would immediately chop off the hands of the thief. As a result of this severe punishment, there were practically no theft cases within the kingdom. Even if someone left something on the street, no one would touch it. The rule was that the things could be taken away only by the proprietor and that no one else would touch them. In the so-called democracy, there is a theft case and the police will come and take note of the case, but generally the thief is never caught, nor is any punishment offered to them. As a result of incapable government, at the present moment, thieves, rogues, and cheaters are very prominent all over the world. Prabhupada's last sentences are really thunderbolt. They're really the Prabhupada's bringing out the today's situation. As a result of incapable government, at the present moment, he is writing few years before, and today is also is perfectly right. Thieves, rogues, and cheaters are very prominent all over the world. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, today we'll try to discuss a few points from Srila Prabhupada's this purport and some more points possible we'll try to cover. Now, here we see that even though good parents, how Vena was so become bad. This is the one point we can discuss some extent. Instead of, we may not get into why it's become bad, but how it can impact in our life. Now, point I'm trying to bring out is that we practicing devotees many times feel that our children are not taking up Krishna consciousness properly. I'm not saying that they're bad. They are character of Vena. No. What I'm trying to say that, we have our own expectations. Our children are not come up to the level of our expectation. They are not practicing the way we expect them to do. So, in this prospect, what Srila Prabhupada has said, and few points we try to discuss. Now, the first and foremost point we need to understand that Vena's case, it's a pastime. Lord makes a lot of arrangement, all these pastimes, different rasas he brings out. In that process, there will be a bad element, there will be good element, so that the whole his pastimes are become very attractive. We know how pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, because Hiranyakashipu was such a demon, he was harassing Prahlad Maharaj such a bad way. Prahlad is glorified. Srimad Bhagavatam, so many chapters dedicated to Prahlad because of Hiranyakashipu. That way, because Hiranyakashipu was, chastised or ill-treated Prahlad so badly, because Prahlad is glorified. So similarly, Venas is a pastime. See, Vena's parents was good, Prahlad parents was bad, and Prahlad become a very nice son. Now look at another aspect, Narakasura. He is son of Lord Vishnu and Bhumi Devi. What we can say about the parents? Supreme Lord himself, but Narakasura become bad. Now, because parents are good, children need not be good in our perspective. So with this background, what I'm trying to bring up, what Srila Prabhupada has said about this in his letters and in his some of the lectures. First and foremost, Srila Prabhupada talks about Garbhadana Samskara. Sometimes we feel that we came to Krishna consciousness a bit late. We were not aware of all this, Prabhupada's instructions. By the time children are already born, so we cannot go back and reverse it, right? So what needs to be done later? Of course, Prabhupada talks many places, and Prabhupada's many of disciples given us the right direction. Now, sometimes we feel that yes, we could have done that, but we are not aware of it. Now, at least now we know. Now it's our duty to tell our future generation, our young generation, to follow these principles of Vedic knowledge. What Srila Prabhupada has given, the main important point, have a good children in a family. Garbhadana Samskara is the must. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, 31st chapter, 10th verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, in this age of Kali, everyone Shudra due to the absence of Garbhadana Samskara. Of course, we see that Srila Prabhupada's almost every places he writes in Kali Yuga, everybody Shudra, born Shudra. Now, he gives the root cause of it. Root cause is Garbhadana Samskara is not followed. So, this is the key point what we as a practicing devotees should at least preach our future generation. The one side we can see so many Varna Shankaras happening. So many children are not even devoted. They have become criminals in the society. So this is what, again, as a devotees, we need not worry about our children to that extent. In the later one letter, Srila Prabhupada talks about that. So point I'm trying to make is that we as a devotees, it's our responsibility to preach, tell the society, this is the importance of Garbhadana Samskara. In 4th canto, 12th chapter, 53rd verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, the first samskara, the Garbhadana Samskara or child begetting samskara, is compulsory, especially for the higher castes of Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. We as a practicing devotees, this is a must. So this is the one thing we should always tell our future generation, that they should follow this, the Garbhadana Samskara. In 4th canto, 27th verse and 7th chapter, the Prabhupada writes, formerly, the Varna Shankara population was checked by the observation of the reformatory method called Garbhadana Samskara. In previous yugas, not only previous yugas, if you look at Kali Yuga, the earliest stage, except the last few years, this one Garbhadana Samskara was followed. But now, because of the so-called advent of technology, advent of science, and the modern economic development, the basic fundamental is forgotten. And we lost the fundamental, and we started creating demons in the society than creating a devotees. So this is the problem in the society. Now, what Srila Prabhupada says, how do we take care of children? What we should do? Srila Prabhupada writes in his letter to Arundhati Das in July 30, 1972. He says, child worship is more important than the deity worship. Child worship is more important than the deity worship. If you cannot spend time with him, then stop the duties of pujari. At least you must take good care of your son until he is 4 years old. And if after that you are unable to anymore take care of him, then I shall take care of. Srila Prabhupada writes here. You know, and then he says, these children are given to us by Krishna. They are Vaishnavas, and we must be very careful to protect them. Srila Prabhupada is saying that these children are Vaishnavas. Now, again, I'm bringing up many, including me. Sometimes we feel that our children are not taking up Krishna consciousness as we expect, as I expect. Now, Prabhupada says to a child to be born in a devotee family, they are not ordinary souls. They are, further say, they are Vaikuntha children. They are Vaishnavas. It's our duty to take care of them. Prabhupada says, these are not ordinary children. They are Vaikuntha children, and we are very fortunate to give them a chance to advance further in Krishna consciousness. That's a very great responsibility. Do not neglect it or be confused. They are Vaikuntha children. And it's our good fortune that we are able to take care of them. So this is the point Srila Prabhupada brings here. So sometimes we may feel that our children are not up to the mark. Again, I'm saying the way I expect or the we parents expect. But they are not ordinary souls. In one of the lecture, His Grace Jagat Prabhu, when this question was asked, he says that to a child to be born in a devotee family, that means that child has done so much pious activity previous life. And that's why the child gets the connection with the devotee, the engage. And sometimes due to the familiarity, child may externally look like that is not interested, but internally he is very well aware what his parents are doing, and he will definitely come back to that Krishna consciousness very soon. We should not be disappointed that they are not up to the way we expect. Now, another letter, Srila Prabhupada, letter to Jagadish Das, July 9th, 1970. He writes, now you, husband, wife, must work together combinedly with a great responsibility for raising your new child in ideal Krishna consciousness. Children learn by imitation of their parents. If so, both set Krishna conscious example to child will be naturally, easily become advanced in Krishna conscious by following. So Prabhupada brings up child follow imitation. They see what the parents are doing, what the family members are doing, and that impression is already there in the heart, the very beginning. So at the young age, whatever we say, they may do. They say, you sing this sloka, they will do. They sing bhajan, they will do. They do arti, they will do. But once they reach a certain age, they start saying no. This is the common practice we see some of the families. But Srila Prabhupada makes it very clear that it's our responsibility to take care of. Now, let's go a little further. How do we get such a wonderful child? There is austerity required. Of Garbhadana Samskar itself is a process. Prabhupada has given some guidelines, but I don't know much about it, but I will not get into that. Now, one of the point I want to bring is that the austerity. We cannot bring such a wonderful child unless we follow the austerity. When Lord Krishna appeared in the jail of Kamsa, when Devaki and Vasudeva started glorifying, Lord says this. When Lord says in the 10th canto, 3rd chapter, 33rd verse, when you both were ordered by Lord Brahma to create a progeny, you first underwent severe austerities and by controlling your senses. So this is the one point Lord himself saying, as a good parent, we should bring up that austerity of controlling the senses. So that is the tapa. Krishna himself says that is the qualification, so that I appeared as your child. Because you performed, of course, in the previous Sutapa and Prishni, and appeared as Prishni Garbha, he says that, in Prabhupada writes, Lord Ram appeared, Dasharatha and Kaushalya, same personalities. Of course, later, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachimata, Jagannath Mishra. The austerities followed by parents is the point Lord Krishna is saying. So we, as a practicing devotees, we should develop that austerity. And austerity is such that internally we should develop that Rama Raja internally than seeing outside Rama Raja. In Ramayana, when Dasharath Maharaj declared that Lord Ram will be coronated, all the citizens were so happy. The ministers started jubilating, started glorifying Ram. So Dasharath Maharaj started feeling, is that my rule was so bad? As soon as I declared, everybody was jumping as if they got relief from the bad rule. So Dasharath Maharaj asked his ministers, is it so? So one of the ministers said, my dear king, your rule was not bad, but there was one fault. What is that fault? You have such a wonderful son, Ram. Because you have such a great son, Ram, we were jubilant. It's not because of your bad. So when we want such a child, Ram, in our family, we have to do that austerity. We have to take that pain. Devaki and Vasudeva or Sutapa, they did not get so easily. So we should remove Ravana inside and bring Ram within us. We should see Ram inside, bring Ram inside, bring the Ram Raja inside, so that we can able to bring Ram as a son. So austerity is required. Then our service. Service is the key. The service should be the way service to devotees or service to Lord, and should be the way they want, not that the way I want to serve. Yes, this is what I like, I'll do it, and you should be taking the service. That may not be service. Now look at Ramayana. Kaikeyi asked as a boon from Dasharath Maharaj that my son Bharat should be made king and Ram should be banished to the forest. Kaikeyi thought this is a very good thing she's doing for her son. But whether that was pleasing to Bharat? Actually, Bharat says, when he came to know that the Kaikeyi asked this boon, he says, you are not my mother. Just because Ram may not like this, otherwise I'd have killed you. Again, he brings Ram there. Because Ram don't like, I'm sparing you. Otherwise I'd have killed you. So when we do service, we should understand what that other person wants. Like when we do service to a guru, we should know the mood of guru. We should know what guru wants. We understand or ask, Gurudev, what can I do? So many times Guru Maharaj may not give you the direct instruction, but we know what the expectation. Do that, then do what I want and try to say that I did this of my service. I'll give one real example. When we were in Abu Dhabi, maybe I think 10 years before, once His Holiness Jayaditya Maharaj had come to Abu Dhabi. He was staying in one of devotees' house. We had a very good evening program. So after the program, Maharaj went to the room to take rest. So he told the devotee who was taking care, he said, "Here is my dress. Please leave it here. Morning when I take bath, I want this dress." Everybody said okay, and we all came. Morning, we all went for 5 o'clock Mangalarati. So we see that very, very serious mood there. Maharaj woke up at 3:30 and went to bath and came out to take the dress. Dress is not there. And he knocked the house owner caretaker's room. He woke up, he came out, dress is not there. So we all assembled at 5:30 and everybody's looking each other. Where is the dress? Maharaj was upset because he had only the two dresses, one which wore previous day and one is washed. Around 5:30, 5:45, a devotee comes with a nice bag with a smiling face. Everybody asked, "What is this?" He said, "Maharaj dress." "Why did you took this?" Then he says, "It was lying there. I thought I'll iron it nicely and bring morning." So he took it for ironing, thinking that is a good service. But here, he did not do the service. Maharaj was very upset. So point I'm trying to make is that service what we do should be favorable. Like Rupa Goswami says, Anyabhilashita shunya, jnana karmadi anavrutam, anukulena anushulinam bhaktiruttamam. It should be anukulena and should be anushulinam. So we should do service the favorable way, the way other person wants, not the way I want. I should offer something which he wants or he desired to have it. Not that, yes, I have something, I'll give it to you, take it. You be happy with that. Not that. We should develop like Akrura, the mood in which Akrura served Krishna, even though he knew Kamsa's intention. The mood was so perfect, devoted. We should develop the Akrura mood, not the other way, Krura mood. We should not have our own mood than is good. So this is another quality we should develop. Austerity, then service. And when we do this kind of things, there are a lot of calamities will come. A lot of hindrance will come. A lot of rejections will come. For a devotee, all these crises, all these calamities are an opportunity. In Vrindavana, we see how Vrindavanavasis were, for each and everything, they are surrounded in Krishna. They are not bothered about anything else. Kunti Devi says, "Give me more and more difficulty so that I can see you, I can remember you." So for devotees, there is nothing called Ashubha. Everything Shubha. Now today, the society is going through so much calamities, so much crisis. For devotees also, we are losing our wonderful devotees, senior Vaishnavas in our community. So many of friends, young age, they're leaving the body. But for a devotee, this is an opportunity to glorify the Lord. This is the opportunity to take shelter of the Lord. This is the opportunity to preach. For external, for outside people, this is the opportunity to preach, so that Krishna consciousness can be spread nicely. So this calamity is an opportunity for us. So we have to go through the calamities. Now in this purport, Srila Prabhupada brings out the point of monarchy and democracy. Prabhupada says monarchy is good and democracy is not good. And he gives example of how a thief is not punished. Srila Prabhupada also some places written democracy as a demon crazy. One of the lecturers, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, says, "A good leader is hard like a thunderbolt and soft like a rose. One without the other does not work." You know, if the leader is just soft like a rose, he cannot train anyone. If he's just hard like a thunderbolt, he will burn everyone out. So the leader has to have both qualities. Now, why I'm bringing this point is that because Prabhupada brings out the theft case. Now, today, what's happening in our society? Prabhupada says that here, today's the leaders are, they are incapable. Today, I mean, we see how the scam of the corona bed booking. I'm not getting to the politics, who did what. No, the point I'm trying to say that how criminal they are, whoever did it, how hard-hearted people are there, and this is because we are not able to bring the good people in the society. We have brought up demons, the Varna Shankara, because we didn't follow the basic fundamental of the Garbhadana Samskara. Because of this, these demons are in the society. People were dying outside the hospital and they were not allowing them. They were unnecessarily blocking the beds. So that is the reason we are, it's our responsibility to preach the society. The fundamental, the root cause is there, that has to be fixed. But at the same time, for ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada said we should follow democracy. Srila Prabhupada has put kind of GBC system. Cooperatively, devotees should work together. Consultation should happen. And with that mood, we should work together. And Parashara Muni says Kshatriya's duty is to protect citizens from all kinds of difficulties. So the Raja Rishis, their duty is to protect the society. But we make sure that we should, as a Vaishnavas, we should preach, we should try to communicate to the leaders that this is the duty of a leader. Once we attended a Kirtan Mela in Bahrain. Though that time the chief guest was the ambassador of India in Bahrain. So he, in the speech, he said, I have done more than 25 years of service. I have participated so many peace discussions with the different countries. I participated so many peace negotiations, but he says I failed. None of the discussion brought peace. Our peace mission become peace. Prabhupada writes in some other purport, more countries this get into that, they become more peace. There is no peace in this world. But he says that had I got this Bhagavad Gita 25 years before, maybe my mission would have been different. I would have been able to do some success. So had this knowledge of Krishna consciousness was given to that particular person, maybe he would have made some difference. So again, the point is that the fundamentals, Krishna consciousness mood has to be given. And for devotees, we should collaborate, cooperate, as team, we should work. In one of the lectures, Jayapatak Maharaj, Guru Maharaj says that devotees should have a regular Ishtagosti. We should have regular communication, the regular discussion, and we should collectively do the work. Of course, why Prabhupada is saying this? Because he has seen what happened to Gaudiya Math. So he wanted democracy within the society. Another point, we should always keep away from the materialistic mentality. The virus, today we are talking about coronavirus. For us, the virus is not corona. It is materialistic discussions, materialistic people. They are the virus. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, asat sangatyag. We should keep away from that. We should maintain that social distance from the non-devotees. We should preach to the extent so that at the same time we don't get entangled with their preaching. And we should take a vaccine of holy name. The holy name is a vaccine for us. Krishna Prasad is a vaccine. So with that, we should protect ourselves and keep the distance from the non-devotees and keep the karuna of the Lord, not corona of the material people. With that, we can develop the internal, the Rama Rajya. Internally, I should be able to develop Rama Rajya within myself than expecting others to, develop Rama Rajya. Many times what happens that internally I am Ravana and externally I want to see everybody Ram. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunadas Goswami is that give up your Markata Vairagya. Internally develop that, hard bhakti. Externally may look like materialistic. That's okay, but we should not be other way around. We should not be internally Ravana, externally dressed like Ram. No, that will not bring the good progeny in our society. Now, the whole discussion I am trying to bring out that how we should able to bring out good progeny in the society. With that, we need to do our practice and we need to preach others and give the philosophy of Srila Prabhupada nicely what Prabhupada given. So with this, just to conclude, when I was bad, Prabhupada writes is a crooked, even though the parents were good. So in our family also, we are discussing that children may not be up to the mark. They may not be crooked. They definitely know. Devotees' children may not be crooked, but they may not be up to the expectations. So some parents lament why my child is not taking up OKC nicely. This is because of our expectation also. Many times expectation brings the disappointment. So Prabhupada gives what kind of care we should take, how the society should, our temple should have a lot of opportunity for children. Yes, I know ICC, a lot of His Grace Venugopal Prabhu and Mangal Priya Mataji and others, they have done a lot of service for children. So we should develop such kind of a service so that children gets an opportunity to practice. And Prabhupada says these children are Vaikuntha children, the great souls. By serving them, we are serving the Vaishnavas. Take care of them because they are our future. That's what Prabhupada says here. And internally, we should develop good qualities. We should make sure that our internal Ram Rajya is developed than expecting others. And for devotees within the congregation, always go for democracy, not the monarchy. And Prabhupada always wanted devotees to collaborate and finally keep away from the materialistic coronavirus, materialistic sangha with materialistic people or materialistic desire. Do our service. That's the best vaccine. Do the service to the Lord and devotees the way they want. With that, we can please the devotees. The pleasing the devotees can 100% please the Lord. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is das, 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 anudas. He says that my devotees are not devotees. One who serves my devotees are devotees. So with this, we can bring all auspiciousness, all good qualities. In the process, we may get calamities. Yes, Vrindavan Vasis also got calamities. Lord Ram himself got calamities. He had to go through so much. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone through so much. Externally look like materialistic. Many of our sannyasis for externally look like, they are going through difficulties. So actually they are not. Internally, they are very, very happy and they are very happy to serve the Lord and devotees. So with that mood, we should develop. With that mood, we can progress further. And that is the mood in which we can conclude and we can bring a good society, good people in the society. Thank you very much. I'll stop here. Any comments, any feedback, any corrections, please enlighten me. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thanks a lot for the wonderful class and the art of parenting, and you have explained the very nice points, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot Prabhuji, once again. And devotees lines are unmuted, and devotees can unmute and ask any questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, sir.
And,
I think it is the need of the hour, Prabhu. Maybe in the temple you can take it and then maybe start introducing the Garbhadana Samskara. Maybe newly married children of the devotees, they can start this, Prabhu. Maybe Narhar Chaitanya Prabhu should make up his mind, and if that is done, I think it follows. If one is done, and everybody will follow. Very nice class, Prabhu.
thank you for this.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam.
Relation devotees, any other questions?
Any comments? Anybody want to talk about
Sankash
Garbhadana
Priya
Samskara?
Prabhu wants to talk.
Yeah, please. Go.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Very, very nice class, Prabhu. Especially, you emphasized on the importance of austerity to be followed by the parents, and how we should develop Ramarajya inside in our heart. So that will manifest outside as well. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So nice class.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your guidance.
I think there are no more questions. Rohit, I have one question.
Yes.
Like Vena's parents, Sangha and his wife, so they should have done the Garbhadana Samskar at that time because it was prevalent. So, but still he became the bad. So why it was prevalent? Like, was it because of some bad association or?
Yeah, I mean, see, the various reasons could be that, but the main point is that is Lord's pastime. Whoever appears in Bhagavatam, they are not ordinary souls. That's Lord's pastimes. So make the Lord's pastime more kind of juicy and attractive. Some characters become bad, some characters become good. So that's a pastime. I will say that. So I don't know exactly why Vena has become bad. Maybe some senior devotees can comment on it. But I will take it as pastimes of the Lord. And Lord, so many, he creates so many characters so that the whole pastime, whole Bhagavatam becomes attractive. I mean, that's the way I'll put it. Anyone else, please add or comment. We have some many seniors here.
Prasadeshwar Prabhu, can I add a comment, Prabhuji, on
yes,
that?
Prabhu, please.
Actually, Venkatramana Prabhu, in the later slokas from 30 to 35, Prabhupada explains this specifically why King Vena, manifested those qualities. Though King Vena's father, Anga, he is, exemplary devotee, but his wife and his wife's father, they were of different quality. So he mentions that King Vena's grandfather, which is his mother's father, actually is kind of death personified, and he inherited all those bad qualities from this maternal family. So he explains that in the later purport. Like Prabhuji said, it's we have to see from the perspective of Bhagavatam. Like there are many characters who are playing the role, but Prabhupada explains this why we have to. He also explains when we are when we are looking for a bridegroom or bride for our children. So that time we have to see those days. I think in few decades back, or at least in my generation, the parents used to see what is the lineage of the boy, what is the lineage of the girl, what type of family are they, what type of quality they have inherited. They used to see all of those things, but now it is only degree and how much wealth they are inheriting. Only those things are seen. So Prabhupada explains that in the purport later, from 31 to 35.
Thank you,
Can I-
Prabhu.
Thanks a lot, Prabhuji.
Can I add?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Narayana Chaitanya Prabhu, thank you.
The thing is, you made a statement about all the characters in the Bhagavatam are beyond material aspects. But The thing is, you should understand that the Jiva has an independence. Even if they are with the Lord, they have independence. So not every character can be said that they are destined. So there is a possibility of a Jiva even staying with Krishna. There is a possibility they may have a different way of thinking. In general, we can accept, yes, but nevertheless, if you see Mahabharata, you can find very close to Krishna, but they were still different. So always we have to keep this in our mind, that the independence is given by Krishna for us to exercise. It could be, in favor, or it could be in our favor. So in that sense, we can go. So just my thought process.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Nice.
Thanks a lot, Prabhuji. Any other questions from the devotees?
Gaurachandra Gopinath Prabhu, you want to add something?
No, Prabhu, thank you so much for enlightening on this. Really very nice.
I think now we can end the class with the Vaishnava Pranama, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhyevacha paditana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnavvrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Very- Thanks a lot, Prabhuji, for once again for enlightening us, and thanks all the devotees for participating. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Now ending the class. Thanks
Thank you.
all.